Hey guys, Rorius here. I just wanted to make a little video, a little something, just to say that today is my birthday. I am 27 years old now. I should note, when I say today, I mean the day, for me, that this is going out. For you it's probably, the 14th, if you're watching this when it came out. But it's actually the 15th. In my time, in my time zone. I just wanted to stop on by to ask you guys, how are you guys doing? How are you holding up? Because, I know things have been tough for everyone, recently. The last time I spoke to you guys, I don't even think we weren't even in lockdown yet for 2020. So, I can understand if people have, struggled since the last time we spoke. On this kind of context. I hope you guys are all doing well. As part of this birthday vlog video, update I guess, video, I asked you guys to send me some questions on the channel that you'd want to have answered in like an AMA style video thing. Let's have a look at a few of them, shall we? Lily has asked, have you played CLICKBAIT A Better Place? Or have you finished that game? And thankfully, Maddie has already answered for me. He did, and then linked the playlist. Thank you, Maddie. I have asked that my mods do that when possible. If anyone asks, like, for a series, like if they've asked for me to play a series, or whether I've played a series, or, you know, whatever, that you link them a playlist. Because that's what I do. Whenever I see those kind of comments, I always try and link a playlist, so that they don't have to dig for it themselves, you know? It's just there immediately, easily available for them. RNG asked, reaction stream please. Did you mean you want to do an AMA reaction stream? I mean, you guys can ask me questions anytime. You don't have to wait for reaction streams. But if you want to get in a video like this, then this is your opportunity to ask those kind of questions. Jonas asks, are you God? I don't think so. Holo asks, how's your life outside of YouTube? Do you have a side job? Do you have any big plans for the future which will contribute in your channel's growth? How's my life outside of YouTube? It's pretty good. You know, generally, just YouTube is kind of most of my life. But as for the second part of the question, do you have a side job? Yes, I work as a mentor in my old high school. Specifically, I help kids with its projects that they have. And specifically in computer science or game development projects. As for big plans for the future, there's only one thing really that I could say for certain that's going to happen this year, and that is my plan. Saying it out loud will make it so that I have to do it, so I probably should say it here. My plan is that every Wednesday, pretty much for the rest of this year, we'll have some kind of special video. Whether that's singing with Rorius, cooking with Rorius, a compilation video, a Minecraft build, etc. A video like this would normally probably fit into that category, and that's why this week, because it's my birthday and stuff, I'm taking it relaxed. You'll get a special video, but more so because it's more gameplay, but it's the game that I'm playing is special. So there's that, and that's kind of my plan going forwards. Every week, every Wednesday, there's going to be something special, something unique, so that instead of having gameplay, just straight gameplay dominate everything, hopefully Wednesdays will be a day with something special, something unique, something. It could still be gameplay, but it's hopefully gonna be a mixture of, yeah, like singing, cooking, whatever other things I feel like doing, like a real IRL vlog thing, or yeah, whatever. Something like that. Gonna happen every week for the rest of the year. That's the plan. Whether that'll help with growth, I don't know. At the moment, my attempts at helping with channel growth is to post my videos in more places. I'm gonna use this opportunity, since you've given me this opportunity, to request that if people who are watching this video know of Reddit, like different Reddits, different subreddits, where you can post videos, I would implore you to post a video of mine if you think it would, you know, be a nice thing to post in that subreddit. Because I don't really see or know if my videos are ever shared anywhere. They used to have a shares analytic, but I don't think I've seen shares analytics in some time. I know they're still there somewhere, but I don't think I've ever seen where those are. I remember there used to be a graph that would show me, like, every time someone shared the video, a video of some kind, it would just tell me what's been shared. I have not seen that on YouTube Studios for some time, which tells me they might have removed it, or they have moved it. So I don't know where that is anymore, and I don't see shares, so... Post my videos in places if you will. I'm posting my videos on Steam. I post the first episode of every series on Steam when I can remember, and any specialty videos on Steam. So when I did the singing with Rorius for Doki Doki Literature Club, I put that on Steam, and I put the singing with Rorius for Slime Rancher on Steam, and actually that video did really well on Steam. On YouTube it did well as well, but on Steam it got like something like 70 likes, which on YouTube it only had, you know, like 10 or something. So that's really meaningful to me. That tells me there is something there. So yeah, sometimes it doesn't seem like posting a video somewhere would be very helpful. It is very helpful. Spreading awareness is what I'm gonna need to do that if I'm gonna succeed at this YouTube thing. Also, stuff like cooking with Rorius. I put the Portal cake on the Portal. Attached it to Portal on Steam. The only problem with that is that if I'm ever playing a game that's not on Steam, I can't post it on Steam. I'm terrible with self-promotion, so I don't know of any Reddit stuff, places to post. I always feel bad. As I said, I'm terrible at self-promoting. I always feel bad about being like, hey, check out my stuff. But I know that's something you kind of need to get over with YouTube. But I know also a lot of subreddits don't allow people to post their own videos. They only allow people to post videos of creators they like. So if you guys want to post them, you guys go on Reddit. Post my videos if you will. If you want to. If you want to see me succeed. Anyway, Benji asks, probably a common question, but favorite Portal mod? I saw this question before, and I'm struggling to choose. I played a bunch of Portal mods in my time, and there are some standouts. When it comes to Portal 1 stuff, immediate standout was like Portal Prelude. That kind of inspired me to head towards making Portal Unity. That's probably the biggest inspiration for Portal Unity in terms of like mods inspiration. In terms of interesting Portal 2 mods, I mean, Portal Stories Mel is really good. I enjoyed Aperture Tag. A lot of people don't for whatever reason, but I really enjoyed Aperture Tag. I don't feel like I've played a hell of a lot of Portal 2 mods, so I'm probably gonna have to say Mel. Portal Stories Mel is probably my favorite. Oh, I forgot about all the Portal 1 mods that I played on the channel. God, so many of these Portal videos have got so many views compared to my current videos. Oh, dear. That's because I've had years to grow those numbers. I'm just looking through my lists here. I just remember enjoying Factum Solace. That was a cool Portal mod. And that's why I wanted to go back and have a look. In terms of like visually interesting, there was I have to look it up as well. Was it called Memories? Yeah, the Portal 2 mod Memories for a very interesting and fascinating sort of visual style. I would go with something like Memories. One of those ones that's really lingered in my brain because it's so different. I think that's also part of why I like Aperture Tag. So visually different from a typical Portal 2 mod. So yeah. I would say Portal Prelude back in the day. I mean, Portal Stories Mel is like the lead mod. It's like the most AAA of the mod industry. It's, in terms of like indie mod industry, I'd say something like Memories. Just a really fascinating visual style. I like mods that really try their own style rather than just going with the typical Portal 2 or Portal 1 style. Josie said, "You always cheer me up when I watch your videos and join you on streams." Aww. You always create a nice friendly atmosphere, even when there is some issues like recordings not going as intended or IRL stuff. How do you manage to cope through all that and focus on that recording too? Well, firstly, yeah, thank you. That means a lot. I always appreciate hearing those kinds of things. How do I cope with everything? Sometimes it's a struggle. Sometimes the coping is awful. As much as I hate doing it, sometimes the coping is me just being like, I can't do it. I just have to not post a video. So, like, the whole month of February, at least once a week, I didn't post a video. And it was just because life and time schedule stuff just meant that it wasn't lining up. I wasn't giving myself the time to edit. And that's the biggest thing for me, is editing time. Like, streaming and recording, totally fine. I have plenty of time to do that. But the editing time takes, for every video, the original recording length, unless there's a really large swaths of no usable content, usually editing will take at least as long as the recording lasts. So if I do a one-off episode of Talos Principle, for instance, where I record for an hour and 40 minutes because that means that edit will take at least 3 hours at the very minimum. So that's why at the start of the year I mentioned my aim for the year was to reduce the length of recording sessions. So that's the thing, is usually I have like approximately 4 hours to record whatever I need to record for a day. I often need to record 4 episodes. It depends on the day, of course, but often, if I have other stuff going on in the day, usually it'll only be like 2 or 3 episodes, but often on most days, 4 episodes are required. And then I have a day where for some reason or another, I just decided to record an hour and 40 minutes of Talos Principle, and I threw out my schedule. And that episode hasn't come up yet, by the way. It still has yet to come. That kind of thing, like, ruins my schedule and causes problems like you saw in February. I need to... This is actually good, because this is reminding me that I need to go back and I need to remind myself, again, that the aim of the year was to record shorter stuff. Between 20 minutes and 40 minutes. I've said it multiple times throughout my time doing YouTube, and I keep forgetting to do that. But it has to be said, Talos Principle often takes me about an hour to record, but ends up being like a 35-minute episode. So sometimes it's just necessary. But I'm pretty sure that episode that's super long won't be 35 minutes. It was a mistake to record that long. As I said, coping is like, just an episode won't go up for whatever reason. Another coping method or mechanism is is rewarding myself for my work, making myself feel good by rewarding myself with things. The problem recently, at the start of this year, was that my rewards were often food, which is not good for my health, for my physical health, which is why I'm now on a diet. So maybe that's another thing that might end up coming up random Wednesdays, is my like weight loss progress or something. I doubt I'll ever do that, but we'll see. It might end up happening. Just a tangent briefly to talk about the how do I cope, how do I manage to focus on recording. Like, it has to be said, for me, the recording stuff just comes naturally. Like, I love playing games. If the games that I'm playing I really enjoy, like Not for Broadcast or Talos Principle, or what other games am I playing at the moment? I mean, Raft is an example of one where it's like I have to set aside a specific time to do it. So like I love Raft. I love playing with people. So I want to do more of that this year as well. That's actually something that I said that was the plan. I was going to do more of that. And there's a series coming up that's going to be more of that. And then another series that's coming up after that that's going to be more of that. So lots more Rorius with friends videos coming this year. But yeah, for me, the recording part, I love that. I love goofing around, playing games that I like, especially with friends. I feel like with some people, with a lot of people, but specifically with certain people, like, it's not even, it becomes like not even about the game anymore. It's just our banter, our back and forth. That's like the entertainment. And so it saddens me a little bit that Raft has done a little less well than some of my other series recently, because I think Raft, some of the Raft series episodes are some of the like best, just Rorius stuff. But it has to be said, there's been some great shit. I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I think the episodes recently have been fucking great. Not for Broadcast is so good. If you haven't watched Not for Broadcast, I would highly recommend going and watching it. I would highly recommend going and playing that game. It is very funny, very entertaining, and one of the developers has dedicated some time of theirs to watching me play his game. And I freaking love seeing a developer excited to see people play their games, and I love it. It means a lot to me that they're spending their time watching me, but then it reminds me how much I enjoy watching other people play my stuff as well. So it's like inspiring, and I'm honored, and yeah. That stuff, I'm just looking back at the question, that stuff helps me cope. Like when I see your guys' comments on the videos, when I see developers coming and commenting on the videos, when I play with you guys, either streams or videos, that's what means. That's how I cope. The reward of doing it and having you guys enjoy it, it helps. And also, to go to old YouTubery and meta, the numbers help. I know they say, you can't judge your self-worth, and I don't really judge my self-worth too much on, like, the numbers. But whenever I see an episode that I really enjoyed playing get, like, really good views, that is, that makes me feel good, because it's like, yes, lots of people got to experience that cool thing. I got to experience that cool thing, and I got to share it with everyone. And people liked it. Seeing your comments saying that you guys liked it, it's just feel good all around. Tiana asked, in your Hi, I'm Rorius video, you mentioned, which is the last time I did an AMA by the way, you mentioned that giving people the same experience you felt when you used to watch your older brother play games would mean the world to you. Do you think you already have achieved that? If not, when do you think you will? Yeah, I think so. I think I've had plenty of people like talk whenever I hear about people like saying they really enjoyed watching the content and stuff like that. That's always nice. That always immediately gives me those sort of feels. But then there have also been some people who have said before. It's been a while since they've said it, but I remember some people saying that I'm like a big brother to them, and that like them watching me play is like them having the brother they never had, sort of thing. And so that always pleases me. Because that's the thing, if people are confused, if you don't know, Tiana has actually timestamped it. So if you go to the Hi, I'm Rorius video, you'll see at 13 minutes into the video, I talk about this fact, this thing. What Tiana's mentioning for too long didn't read is that I have an older brother, and when I was young, I used to always watch my brother play games. I used to always sit on the couch next to my brother while he was playing something that was, single player or whatever, and I would just watch him play through the game, and I would get like secondhand enjoyment. I'd get that typical. It's the closest equivalent to watching someone play a game on YouTube, but in real life. Before YouTube existed, when I was still a wee lad, back in the 90s, or in the early thousands. I'd be sitting next to my brother. He'd be playing like Crash Bandicoot 3, doing a time trial or something, and he'd be screaming. That's a bad example. He'd be playing Final Fantasy 7. I didn't know what the frickin' hell. When I picked up the controller, I would do the story stuff, but I wouldn't know what the frickin' hell to do in terms of like equipment, materia, items, composition stuff, team composition, how to level my characters and stuff like that. But I'd just sit there and watch him, and I'd get all the story, all the experience of playing through it without having to actually be good at it. So I feel like that's a close analogy to watching a YouTuber play a game. You know, you get that same, like, as if you're sitting next to someone on the couch playing a game. You know, you're not playing it yourself, but you're getting to experience it, and you're getting to experience the emotion of it through the person on the camera. It's one of the reasons why I always put my face in the camera. I've always put my face on the screen ever since I started doing YouTube, because I feel like that's the most genuine sort of close connection, brother on the couch playing games kind of feeling you can get. I've always wanted to have my face and have that sort of authentic, this is me kind of thing. I'm not afraid to tear up and cry at a sad scene. I'm not afraid to laugh hysterically when I find something funny. I want you guys to feel like your family. And that, yeah, you're just watching me play a game because I'm the older brother playing the game on the couch with you. So yeah, to answer the question, yes, I do feel like I have achieved that. Tiana goes on to ask, have you ever had a crush on a person? If not, have you ever had a crush on a character from a game, comic, cartoon, etc.? Yes and yes. Next question. I mean, I feel like everyone has a crush to some degree on a person, right? And on people. I feel like it's pretty common to have multiple throughout your life. I mean, I think it is. And on a character, I mean, yeah, characters, ever since I was little, like, characters are your stand-ins for people who you haven't met. So that's a weird way to say that. Characters in TV shows and in movies and stuff like that, they're designed to make you empathize or sympathize with them in some way, and to see characteristics in them that you would see in your friends or your family. So it's pretty typical, I think, of a lot of people to have like a crush or feel a very close personal connection with a character from anything, whether it be live action, a comic, cartoon thing, or etc. Tiana also goes on to ask 3 questions in quick succession. Are you willing to describe 1 or 2 best/proudest/funniest or weirdest/interesting moments from your career as a teacher? I'm not actually a teacher. I often refer to myself as a teacher, or, you know, people refer to me as a teacher, but technically I'm a mentor. I mentor students who are doing projects. Best, proudest, funniest, weirdest, or interesting moments. Seeing one of my teams get nominated for, I don't think they won. They got nominated for Project of the Year for that year. That's always humbling. I mean, I find it hard to nail down funniest because there's like some of the students that I work with, they're hilarious, and so there's always fun banter back and forth. Like very recently, I chaperoned. I led, or I was like the supervisor for a little trip down to like the basement area where there's just all this junk that the school like stores away, like old furniture and old broken machines and stuff like that. But some of the stuff down there is still usable, and the groundskeeper of the school sometimes allows students in there to look for stuff that they might want. And they were doing like a recon for that, and so I got sort of dragged into it because I have like a key card that allows me through all the rooms and stuff like that. So I led them through there, and I'd never seen that. I'd never seen that basement full of stuff before. So that was very interesting. That was a weird, interesting experience to rummage through the the basement storage room with a few students. Very interesting, very funny. And then one of the weird sort of standout moments was when I did like a mini game jam for the students at the school last year. Only a few people actually did the game jam. A few people wanted to do it, but then they pulled out because they just didn't have enough ideas, or they didn't feel like they had the time. One of my students I gave them 4 or 5 weeks to do it. One of my students made a game the night before the game jam was due, and posted, and they got because it was only a handful of entries, their entry was one of the best. They got a reward for entering. Seeing that they had made they had these models, they had made mini animations and stuff, for all of the stuff in the game. It was a very simple game, but hearing that they had just like quickly whipped it up and put it out showed me that like this person has learnt, because they didn't know how to use Unity to start with. At the start of the semester of that project, I don't think they'd ever used Unity before. So to see them, and I was doing like mini tutorials on Unity to teach people like the basics, and seeing them make a game in a night when earlier they had never used Unity before, very, very inspiring. It's also one of the proudest moments. I think I bought a bunch of, I think I gave everyone who entered a block of Kit Kat. It was like a full bar of Kit Kat chocolate and a $5 note. Everyone who entered got some money and some chocolate. Josie came in at the end here because I posted something saying like last opportunity to post a question. So Josie came back and referenced the recent stream with the comment, "And I'm Rochelle, but is that really how my brain works?" If you don't know what that means, you've got to check out the Left 4 Dead streams. Let's just say there's a mod that Josie uses that makes me question how my brain works every day. Not Tofu came in clutch at the end here with one last question. What is your favorite game engine and why? I would definitely say that for creation, my favorite is Unity. Unity is my favorite. It's the one I know. It uses C#. It works for me. Unreal's good, but you need to program like deeper code. You need C++. Some of the stuff is like built into the engine, which is useful, but ultimately I feel like Unity is the simpler, but like still really robust engine. And I mean, games that have come out on Unity have proven that you can do so much with the engine, even if it seems so lowly and simple at first. But to be fair, I'm very biased. Like 90% of my reasoning is because I know it already, and because it's C#, which I also know already, you know? There are a lot of other cool engines as well. Like I do honestly like, I do like Source Engine, even if I give it a lot of shit. It's another engine that I know and I'm a little bit familiar with. I've also seen the power of the Source Engine, even if it is old. I've seen the power of that. But also, I'm someone who likes, like, I don't know what it's called, but the engine that Command & Conquer Riddler 2 runs on. I really like that engine. It's really kind of cool, flexible. Flexible's not the right word to use. It's a cool, malleable engine that has a lot of, like, it's a good RTS foundation, and you can do a lot on the top of it. If you're making something RTS based, it's very old, it's very simple, but it is really, really robust and really kind of cool. I've worked on a few other engines, but nothing quite as close or quite as intently or as intensely as the Source Engine and Unity. So yeah, definitely my favorite's Unity. But yeah, that's it. Thank you to everyone who posted me a question to answer on the AMA. I really appreciate it. If you don't know where this was posted and you were like, I didn't hear about this AMA, I want to ask you questions. Firstly, feel free to ask me questions in the comments below, I will answer them. If you didn't see this AMA and you're like, I missed out on this, how do I, if you do this in the future, Rory, how do I get involved? Ring that little bell. You see below the video, somewhere down there, there is a little bell-shaped symbol. If you click that and say, always show notifications, YouTube will tell you when I post stuff in the community tab. If you don't want to have notifications all the time, then just frequently, if you want to get involved in something like this, you need to frequently check the community tab on my channel. In fact, I will show you where it is. So when you're on the Rorius channel, if you go to community, you will see a post. Unfortunately, the way YouTube works is very silly. And most of the time, a picture attached to a post has to be square. But like, when you open it up, it's like whatever shape you do. Very annoyingly, I had to just crop my face out. AMA. Yeah, and so I post a bunch of stuff. I post polls, I post like important videos or important premieres. Yeah, so that's something. I'm also posting, I'm trying to post more polls because I've heard that they're very good at getting, you know, seen around YouTube. So the more sort of questions I post, especially the more regular kind of questions, ones that are answerable by anyone, not just specifically people on the Rorius channel, the more exposure those kind of polls get. So that is part of my plan of like expanding and growing the channel, is using more of the features of YouTube. Because the community tab, things like shorts, I don't know how to do shorts. I think you have to do it on the phone, which is unfortunate. But YouTube shorts apparently are really good. Posting videos in places outside of YouTube is good. Whenever YouTube sees that your video is getting attention outside of YouTube, YouTube assumes that it is something good and useful, and so it often will further promote it on YouTube as well. So again, I don't mean to constantly hit the same nail over and over. You guys posting videos on Reddit or in other places online would be supremely useful. If you know any places as well that I should post my videos on Reddit or wherever, let me know as well, because I'm such a boomer about this kind of thing. I assure you I am well and truly a millennial, but sometimes with these kinds of things, I feel like an old man who doesn't know what the hell he's doing. So, yeah. Let me know. Let me know what you know, and I'll try and execute on those things for the future of the channel. I don't mean to end on a downer, but I should probably mention that this is the last year that I kind of have free reign to do YouTube as much as I want. This is the year to really push as hard as possible for promotion of the channel. So this is the year if you're gonna... So if ever there was a time where you're going to shamelessly promote the Rorius channel, this is the year to do it. And not just streams. A lot of people just sort of focus on the streams. My YouTube, the videos are way more beneficial for me than the streams are. So, promote the videos, please. That will help me to be able to continue doing YouTube into the future. But yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm going to go try and enjoy my birthday. I'm going to give myself a day off on the Monday that is my birthday, the 15th of March. If you haven't seen some of the latest episodes, I posted a Singing with Rorius video recently, where I dressed up in a suit and bow tie. I released a Not For Broadcast episode that was wild, and that's probably my favorite episode of Not For Broadcast as well. Raft and Talos Principle can always use some love. Talos Principle is a beautiful game, full of philosophy about what it means to be human, and what separates humans from human equivalent intelligent androids. And Raft is coming very close to its close for now. We're about to reach the end of the episode 2 section of the game. The fucking thumbnail for Not For Broadcast. That's definitely my favorite thumbnail. It's so stupid. Why can't I hold all these lasers? Referencing a 2012 meme? Oh, great. Anyway, if you like what you saw, hit like. If you want to see more from me, then subscribe. Let me know if you want to see more vloggy kind of videos where I just talk to the camera, because these are always interesting to do, and it's always good to catch up. But I do need to have something to talk about when I do them, because, yeah, I think a birthday is a good excuse to just talk to you guys directly. I shall go enjoy the one piece of cake that I'm going to have this weekend, because I'm on a diet and I'm trying to lose weight. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next episode of whatever I do.